Let me ask you something. Are you feeling frustrated, emotionally drained, exhausted by your job? Is it hard to understand why you received that subpar review after a year's worth of overachievement? Or are your loved ones asking you why you spend so much time at work and not enough time with them? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, it just might be due to a workplace mindset that's quietly snuck in and is stealing your peace. Hi, friends, I'm Valerie Wade. Welcome to Valerie Wade Coaching. In today's video, I'm going to talk about why you might be struggling with your job situation and what you can do about it. This is something I teach many of my clients, and I think it'll shift how you see your work life. When I was starting my career, I entered the workplace with a whole list of assumptions. Like many people, I believed I was entering a workplace full of opportunity, where I'd learn from smarter, wiser people. I'd be mentored and supported, and I'd get rewarded fairly for my hard work and my ethics. I also assumed my managers would be more experienced than me and more emotionally mature than me. I mean, how else did they get the job, right? And I definitely believed promotions would be based on performance and not popularity. Well, didn't take long, maybe a couple of jobs until I realized I was way off. Does that resonate with any of you all? Now, over time, I did work in some good environments, but what I failed to factor in was one crucial thing. Emotional wellness, or the lack of it, follows people into the workplace. People don't just drop their emotional baggage at the office door. Whatever dysfunction shows up in a person's personal life, it's going to show up in their work life too. And that dynamic, unchecked, can lead to burnout and conflict. Sometimes horribly painful conflict. So I want to share a powerful mindset shift that I teach my clients. It's made a huge difference in how I handled workplace conflict and feeling overlooked or unrecognized, disappointment in career progression, and poor work-life balance. Here it is. Work is a contract. That's it. It's not a family. It's not a therapist. It's not a village. It's not an emotional support system. Work is simply a contractual agreement between you and an entity whose primary goal is to generate a profit. Now, that's not a bad thing. We need businesses to be profitable in order to thrive. But if we expect our job to also make us feel validated or nurtured or seen or appreciated or emotionally fulfilled, we're setting ourselves up for major disappointment. You agree to provide a service, and in return, they provide compensation. Here's another reality. If you get anything more than you agreed on, like a close friend or an inspiring mentor or a workplace that makes you feel appreciated, well, that's gravy. That's not part of the contract. It's a bonus. Expecting your workplace to meet your emotional needs is like getting mad at an apple for not producing orange juice. It's just not built for that. When we start expecting work to also be our emotional support system or our confidence booster or our validation source, then we set ourselves up for disappointment. For Christians, Colossians 3:23 through 24 reminds us, whatever you do, do your work heartily, as for the Lord, rather than for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance. It is the Lord Christ whom you serve. Jesus is the only boss we have. Now, another tricky part is many of us bring unhealed emotional wounds into the workplace, and that can make us misread things. We might see a friendly coworker as a best friend, or a kind manager as somebody who's always going to look out for us. Or we might take a lack of recognition as a personal rejection. And we forget that workplace relationships have built-in conflicts of interest, like profit goals and power imbalances. That's why I recommend using what I call the investment approach. You can use this in any aspect of your personal or professional life, but I'm going to give you a very simple example of how it works in your workplace. Let's say your contractual agreement says that you work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, no weekends. But Saturday rolls around and your manager texts you and says, hey, could you send me that report that's due next week real quick? Well, now you get to decide. Is the return on this investment of your personal time and energy going to be worth it to you? So if you've got nothing going on and sending the report now will save you some stress on Monday, which gives you a good return on your investment, you might say, hey, you caught me on a good weekend. I'm happy to help out this time. Just a heads up, I can't always guarantee a weekend response. But let's say you've got a birthday party to go to, and your friend, whose birthday it is really important to you. You believe you will get a greater emotional return on your investment if you spend your energy on your friend. So then your response might be, I have a personal commitment this weekend, but I'll make sure to prioritize the report first thing on Monday. Both responses set a clear boundary. Both come from a place of self-respect, not guilt, not resentment, not fear. And both responses allow you to choose how to invest your time and energy outside of that contractual agreement. Now, I'm not saying that workplace culture doesn't matter. It absolutely does. And there are some companies that have done an amazing job fostering community and kindness. And when that happens, we should respond with generosity and professionalism and emotional maturity. But at the end of the day, the workplace is a contract, not a caregiver. It's not family. Viewing it through that lens can protect your emotional energy, restore your balance, and drastically reduce burnout. There's a lot more to say on this topic, so if this message resonated with you, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, share it with a friend who might be burning out too. And let me know in the comments if there's a specific workplace scenario that you'd like help navigating. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'm Valerie Wade, and I hope to see you at our next coaching session.